Yeah. I'm gonna talk more about engine heating problem, which is related with cooling system. Um, when you have your heating gauge is overheating all the way up to 3/4 of a gauge or more, there's a few things you gotta check on. It might be different reason, but you gotta start in the cheapest way first. That way you try to save some money, you don't spend too much. Well, when you have a heating gauge is overheating, you know the engine is overheating, and you come here, your engine is not leaking or anything, or everything is in order, it's fine. But you see the reservoir here is being overfilled. That's one of the signs you can tell. It might be your radiator cap. So it's very cheap to replace it. Why not? Why not start with that? If it's not the problem, then move on to thermostat housing or thermostat. That might be possible, and I'm talking about in general. This vehicle have a 3.6 engine, 3.6 liter engine, so it's the same. It don't matter what vehicle is in it. All right, now your engine is overheating. You come here and see what's going on. Sometimes the tank, most of the time the reservoir is being overfilled and it's not draining. Normally, it's supposed to be normal when you drive for so long, the reservoir end up being too high where it's supposed to be at. And when the engine starts cooling off, and then it suck it right back in the engine, go back to normal level. If it's not doing that, chances is your radiator cap, it went bad. Why? Because in the radiator cap, they have a spring inside there. It might be broke. It's not working right. And then you have a rubber seal on the top here and one on the bottom there. That it have to seal the pressure, because the engine it have to be over 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you have to be able to hold that pressure. When it don't hold the pressure is escaping here, and then that's the things. It open up a little bit to escape the pressure when the engine isn't running or too hot. Now, that's what allow overflow fluid, antifreeze, from the tank or reservoir to go back in the radiator. So allow the reservoir level fluid in the reservoir to go back in the proper level. Okay, that's number one. So if you end up having that problem, overheating, and the reservoir is being overfilled, and then after the engine cool off and it's still full, start with the cap first, the radiator cap. So I changed mine, and then everything's looking good. You see, I warmed the engine and everything. I ran it for over half hour. My coolant is still showing where I left it at. And then after the engine cool off, it suck all coolant back in the engine, and it's in the proper level right there. Okay, it's a little over because I lift the vehicle So that's why. Now, that's how you solve one of the heating problem, overheating, engine overheating problem. Before you start changing the expensive part, try this guy. They're very cheap to replace. You can go wrong. Alright, subscribe so you can see more videos that I discussed about this kind of work to save you some money. You don't need mechanic on every little things in a vehicle. Little knowledge, it take you a long way. Save you some money. Hey, subscribe, share the video, do all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.